I honestly have no idea what the hell I have just watched. That was just sick and twisted and really, really gross, and that's brilliant, but where was the storyline? Hey everyone, welcome back to Craig's Horror. Today I watched a movie that honestly left me feeling a little bit sick to my stomach in both good and bad ways. The film that I am talking about is called Traumatika, and let me tell you, this one definitely lives up to its name. It's disturbing, it's gross, it's extreme. This is what I would typically call hardcore horror. But it's also one of those films that makes you wonder, did I just sit through an actual storyline, or was it just pure shock value for 80 minutes? Let's talk about it. So, Traumatika is one of those underground horror movies that clearly wants to push the boundaries. From the opening scene alone, I could tell straight away that this film wasn't gonna hold back. I mean, there's blood, there's screaming, and there's this constant sense of unease. So the movie tries to explore trauma, hence the title, and like different types of traumas, and how people break down mentally and physically after enduring horrific experiences. And yes, you see a lot of these traumatic experiences on the screen. But the problem is, it never really goes anywhere with that concept. Instead, it kind of just throws a bunch of disturbing imagery at you and hopes that it sticks. Now, if you're into body horror and gore and that grimy, claustrophobic atmosphere, then Traumatika absolutely delivers on that front. Even the practical effects are genuinely disgusting in the most impressive way possible. There were moments where I actually had to look away from the screen, and that does not happen to me very often, and it happened on quite a few occasions where I couldn't look at the screen. I had my hand up in front of me, and yeah, it was truly just minging for a lot of the time. Even the sound design, it was brutal. I mean, every squelch, every squish, every scream, and every bit of flesh tearing, it's all designed to make you feel uncomfortable, and do you know what? That part of it worked. When there is just so much shock and so little story, it kind of starts to feel repetitive. It's like, okay, we get it. It's disturbing. You're throwing absolutely everything at these disturbing moments, everything, including the biscuit tin, but why? What's the point? Why should I care about some of these characters if we don't really get to know them? It just didn't really give anything in terms of the storytelling. We are just literally thrown into the chaos from the very start. And yes, we do learn why these things are happening as the film progresses, and then it jumps back to like a year previously, and then you got that, the stupid dad who ends up opening the head of that ancient statue artifact thing, and that's what ends up causing all of this traumatic experience that happens throughout the movie. But it was just so forced when they were trying to explain this backstory. It made no sense as to why the dad opened the head of this thing. Literally moments before he does it, he's speaking to somebody on the phone who is saying, like, do not open the head, it will give you bad luck, it will destroy your life, and also don't do it if you've got your kids at home with you. Also, if you take the head off, it might devalue the statue, and we both need like 50k for whatever reason, maybe get out of debt. But they were desperate for money. So what happened? Straight away after that phone call, the dad turns the head and opens it. It made no friggin' sense. And that is what I mean, where it just felt so forced. I mean, when they're trying to explain these backstories and why this is happening. And also, I just didn't really care about hardly any of these characters, apart from maybe growing up Alice in the third act of the movie. But apart from that, I just didn't care. The dad was just awful. He did horrible things to his daughter. There's even a woman towards the end of the film who's like an interviewer for like podcasts and documentaries of true crime. Oh my god, she is an absolute bitch, but she survives. Why? She is one of the people who should have been offed. I mean, don't get me wrong, the actors, they do what they do. Well, we know what they can do with the material that's given to them. And I'm not saying that any of them are bad actors or anything, it's just the script wasn't really there. Most of these characters just spend their time crying, screaming, covered in fake blood, they've got snot hanging out of their nose, and to be fair, you know, they did it quite convincingly. But that's all you get. You need some kind of substance for this to work as a whole movie. Don't get me wrong, the director clearly has an eye for atmosphere. You can tell that they really wanted this film to feel and look like a nightmare, and you know, they did achieve that part well. In fact, at the opening scene of the movie, the first maybe 10 minutes, it kind of felt like I was wearing a virtual reality headset. It was so bizarre, and you know, this could have been a good movie, but it's just like, you know, the script forgot to give us any reason to really care. Yeah, it's a shame, honestly. It just needed some kind of better storytelling. There is no emotional core, no strong narrative thread, just scene after scene of shock and discomfort. There are some scenes in this movie that really, really will test your boundaries, whether if you're able to continue watching the rest of this movie when you see certain things that happen. I mean, there is a really, really horrible daddy-daughter scene. Yep, they actually go there. And then when the daughter is pregnant, the daughter then does something unthinkable with a coat hanger. That's just off the top of my head. I mean, it's definitely one of those movies where you can probably try and dare your friends to watch it and see if they can make it to the end. Watch their reactions when they see these moments. But then what? What happens then? I don't think I'm going to be going back and rewatching this film anytime soon, unless it is to do a reaction video to some of the more horrific scenes that happen. But yeah, I feel this could be a really easily forgettable movie. If you like the terrifying movies because of the gore aspect alone, then you probably will have a blast with this movie. But if you prefer your horror movies to have some kind of storytelling before all the craziness begins, then you're probably not going to enjoy this one. Did it make me feel sick and uncomfortable? Yes, it did. But was it a groundbreaking all-round horror movie? Absolutely not. Do I recommend that you guys go out and watch this hardcore horror movie for yourselves? Absolutely yes. Go and see it, guys. Go and see it for yourselves. Any horror movie is worth watching at least once in your life. It's quite the experience. I mean, you won't be bored, let's put it that way. You'll just feel grossed out for around 80 minutes, and I highly recommend you do not eat any food when watching this movie. So overall, Traumatika is one of those horror films that you'll either admire for its boldness or completely hate it for its lack of substance. It is disturbing, it is gross, it's visually intense, but it's also extremely hollow. So for me, I am personally gonna give Traumatika a 5 out of 10. I think that's actually me being slightly generous, but the way I've worked it out, I'm giving it some extra points for the effects, the atmosphere, and the guts. I mean, literally guts. But major points also then lost because of the lack of story, pacing, and the depth. So 5 out of 10 for me, and yeah, that is my thoughts on Traumatika. Definitely not one I'm going to be rewatching anytime soon, but I'll admit it did leave an impression. Not really in a good way, but you know, it still left an impression all the same. If you guys have actually seen this movie, then let me know in the comments box below what you thought. Did it disturb you? Or did you think it was just trying too hard to shock its audience? I mean, for me, I think it was a bit of both. Anyway guys, that is a wrap, so thank you all for stopping by. Make sure you do smash that subscribe button and stay safe out there. And until next time guys, stay spooky.